G'day, it's good to see you. Welcome to part 3 of the railcart build. This time around, I've got to get this engine onto there, then somehow connect that onto there using that chain with a little sprocket on here onto that big sprocket, bolted on or welded on, or let's just make it up as we go along. I actually don't know whether that engine is going to have the cojones to push this thing along. So we're just going to wait and see, I suppose. To my regular viewers, thanks heaps for joining me. You know I love your support. You know who you are. If you've just joined the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Give it a like. Feel free to share it too. Oh, I found an abandoned railway. That's why we're doing this. We're going to be cruising on the tracks, then we're going to go across roads to get to the other tracks. That's why she's so high tech. First of all, we need to get this wheel off so we can nick the gears off here to put them on the whippersnipper to gear it down enough to push this along. Oh, I haven't done this in a while. So I need to put that onto here. Hopefully we can get this off somehow. There is our axle. We never know, we may need them. There's two little holes here. Oh, here we go. Here's a left-hand thread. So you just got to work these things out. It's a bit of a pain in the butt because I was hoping that hole would be a whole lot smaller so that we can mount it onto the whippersnipper easily. Just centre that on there like that and weld it onto here. We are also going to need the chain to feed the tensioner as well, just in case we need that to tension it. Look at that. Done. Get rid of a few bits and pieces off this. Pull them out and use this bit inside the car. Because we've got our throttle there and our pull start. That is the axle off our wheel, off our other bike over there, the lowrider. That is going to go through there. I'm going to drill that out, put it through there. Then I'm going to weld some droppers onto here to bolt the engine onto there. And there's also a spare mounting point for us right here, which is fantastic. My only concern is I would love to use this thing to keep tension on the chain, but I don't think we're going to have enough room to do that. I think the first thing we need to do is get this sprocket exactly centered on our hub here. That is perfect. This is what I'm thinking about, gang. Putting the derailleur back here somewhere, and then the motor will go up there, and that'll keep tension on our whole chain setup. Now we need to get this perfectly lined up with that other sprocket. We are making progress. So I've sat it up on an old tyre, well, new tyre, and some boards. We can get our fuel cap off. That is where that's going to run, back to the derailleur hanging off here. Our pull starter will come up through here, accelerator here, have a little cutout to get to our carby and our choke. As long as that sprocket is lined up with that sprocket, we should be good. Turns out I need some flat bar to mount that engine, to drill through and bolt the engine to something. Children. See? Perfection. Our little hole is drilled in our homemade bit of flat. That is going to go like that on there. Weld that up onto this bar here and grind it off and put the nut on the bottom. We need another one for this side. Essentially the motor's not going to have any adjustment with these, but that's why I'm going to use that derailleur at the back to put tension on the chain. This is where we're at. I've just tacked a few things on here and there. That's been welded on properly. The engine is kind of mounted at this point. We need to get another mount from there onto the frame, and that is very much job done. Oh no! We put our pull start cord underneath that. And that is not a good thing. We need that through here, not under there. Oh no! Get that and put it through where it's meant to go through. Okay, crisis averted. We're back where we need to be. That mount is done, that mount is done. We just need to bolt it through there, and I think we'll be able to adjust the motor to get it to where we want it with washers. Now this guy here is going to go down into there and get welded onto that. So that's our third point. We don't have a bolt the right size, so we just got to make one. Chop her down a bit, weld her back on. Just as I suspected, we're going to have to take a heap of links out of this chain to get that derailleur where we want it. We need to shorten our chain. Sorry about the screen crew. That's what happens when you weld near your phone. Okay, that's that. Right, line them back up. And tap the pin back in. We are good to go. That on like there, like that. Then we go onto the little sprocket. Then our derailleur goes like so. I've just put a little tack of weld up here, just holding that derailleur on there. So this is the mechanism. See how much faster that obviously spins than that. And that's what I wanted to do with that gear ratio. So I'm hoping that chain stays on with that tensioner, pulling tension on it, same as that one is. We're pretty close there though. We're really close to that chain. Seems to be going well in reverse. Yeah. Well, it's kind of working. Well, everything seems to be working the way it's meant to. As we turn that, it drives both bikes. Let's kick her in the guts. If it falls off the jack and runs me over, call 000, would you? Oh. That's going too fast. Alright. What a pisser. I'm not sure whether I want to go that fast. Because that is fucking motoring. Jesus, it works. Wow. Get excited about your life. I think it's too fast. It's scaring me. It's probably doing 15 k's an hour. I don't want to go that quick for starters. We're going to test the waters. Just dip our toe in. See what happens. It's scary. I don't know whether it's going to push me along or not. The brakes are on. There's no power. There's no power at all, this little engine. I don't think it's going to get us up the hill. Oh, it's getting hot. I think we could burn a clutch out. I think once we get rolling it'll be alright, but it just has no power. No power at all. Damn. After some serious consideration, here is where we're at. That engine does not have enough bistacker to get us going. And it might be enough downhill, but it ain't going to push us uphill. So I'm chatting to a fella that's got a 3.5 horsepower 4-stroke, and it's got a clutch on it, so that's bloody good. Sorry about that dot on my lens. I know it's right about here, isn't it? I will get a new lens cover. And I thought there's a local tourist railway that they use down here on the Bellarine. Thought if it's the same gauge, I might be able to just give her a bit of a test run on that track when they ain't using it. But I sussed it out and it's a different gauge. It's what they call a narrow gauge, so it's only 3 foot wide, so bugger. Okay. I've also got issues with the gearing. That back wheel, or those back wheels, are going way too fast. I want to just be able to idle, cruise along, and then go. Change gears and go faster. But not to start out. Before I go spending $100 on this new engine, I'm gonna see if I can buy a really small sprocket for the front. Let's try the old bike shop. How cool is that? The good people at Hendry's have just given me an 11.2 sprocket, free of charge. It's hard to believe something that big is gonna drive that contraption I built. This could be a game changer. This is an 11 tooth, 12, 13, 14. That is 11. There's only one way to find out if it's going to work. Let's weld this sucker on. Alrighty. That's pretty ugly. Let's see what happens. Just died. So something just stopped. Something went clunk and stopped. I thought it was my fault with my mechanism, but the derailleur is hitting the sprocket. That is flying. That is motoring. That'd be doing 30 k's an hour. I don't want to go that fast initially. Inside this little gearbox of the motor, there would be some gearing to make that blade spin like hell to cut the edges. And that's not what we want. We want power, not speed. Okay, so we're resigned to the fact that the motor just hasn't got the cojones to push us along. Next up, we need to weld some stoppers on it. See, she's not that heavy, just a little bit. We need to weld some stoppers in here so that these, when they're up off the tracks, will stop when they drop back down on the tracks and don't go right under and hit the wheel. As you can see now, they will go back to there and stop. So they'll come up, go back there and stop. I think that'll work just nicely. Same. I'm going to put a tacket weld on each of these nuts to stop them coming loose as we button down the tracks. I've made the executive decision to cut the motor off. We have no motor. Just a pile of metal and stuff. Essentially need more power and less speed, which I think that new engine should do. It's going to be a bit heavier, but I think she'll handle it. Fingers crossed.